Right, and the big one again, which steps has your county undertaken to conserve the environment? Our reporters from different parts of the country talk to quite a number of people. You can listen to one of them from the county that you have, Bwana Director, and then we take a look at what you have to say on your socials. Let's take a look at from Kisii, what people from Kisii are saying on what that county has done.
Mkazi wa kaunti ya Kisii katika kuongea juu ya mambo ya mazingira katika kaunti ya Kisii haijafanya vile mahitaji yetu yako ama yalivyo. Tungeomba serikali ya kaunti ya Kisii izingatie usafi, especially around Kisii town. Kuna takataka imetapakaa kila mahali. Na tukiangalia katika mito, kuna mito ambayo inapita katikati ya jiji la Kisii. Hiyo mito bado ni chafu na hiyo inahatarisha usafi na afya ya wakaazi wa jiji la Kisii. Tena katika sehemu ya upanzi wa miti, ningependa wa jamii ya Wabaguzi ambao wanaishi katika eneo la Kisii wachunge mito, kwa sababu wamepanda hii miti inaitwa cypress, yani eucalyptus kwa wingi. Kwa hiki Kisii tunaita meringam. Hiyo miti ni kama inatumia maji mingi, mpaka tumeona kwa mito imeanza kukauka kwa sababu hiyo miti imepandwa mingi along the river. So tungependa ule mpango serikali ya Kisii ilikuwa imeanza kuzingatia na kuambia watu wasipande miti mingi karibu na mito. Ule mpango uendelee ndio maji iongezeke. Water volume in our rivers is decreasing because of the eucalyptus trees. So the county government of Kisii need to pull up the socks and make sure that the environment is clean so that we can breathe fresh air.
Kwa majina ni Julius Osoro Ratemo toka Nyaringita, Kisii County. Ningependa kuongea juu ya mazingira hapa Kisii County. Naona Kisii County wanaendelea vizuri, sana upandaji wa miti kwa mashule, lakini ningependa waongeze nguvu zaidi kwa hiyo miti ili iweze kupandwa kwa mashule zote. Alafu na mambo ya uokotaji wa takataka wanaendelea vizuri, lakini pia tungependa waongeze nguvu ama waongeze watu wenye wanaokota hiyo takataka kwa masokoni na pia kwa mabarabara na mashule zetu, ili mji uweze kuonekana vyema zaidi. Na kwa manyumbani mwetu pia tungependa pia waongeze watu wa kuokota matakataka kwa kuvieka na kupreserve environment vizuri. Yeah.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Mzee Richard Gekonge Nyabuto kutoka Obaracho Kionganya Sub-Location Nyaribari Chachi hapa. Hifadhi ya mazingira kusema kweli hapa Kisii, kwa Kisii County yenyewe. Kisii County ni mahali mvua nyingi inanyesha na miti yetu ni green, lakini tumechazana. Ukiona milima, tuone milima kama Nyanjwa kitambo kidogo ilikuwa miti tupu, lakini sasa ni manyumba zimeingia kwa sababu ya tuko wengi, tumesongamana, tunaenda kuruka kwa milima. Ukiangalia upande mwingine Kionganya hapa juu, sasa hivi mashamba ni kama imechukuliwa karibu yote. Hivi miaka 2, 4, 5 hivi utaona mti hapo. Vitu utaona ni magorofa, manyumba na kadhalika. Kwa hivyo sasa ni vile mazingira ya miti kwenye tunaanzia itaendelea kuvivia, lakini tusipe moyo, tupande kwa mito pembeni hapo hivyo, tupende kwa mito hapo pembeni kwa mito hivi round, na tuache mimea hata kwenye tunaishi manyumba zetu, tuweke miti kidogo tuweke hata kakombo kidogo, basi hapo itaendelea tu ndio tupate mvua. Maana tukiendelea hivyo, tukienda kukata bila kupanda na nini, mwisho utakosa hata hii mvua. Tutaenda wapi? Hiyo tu ndio nitaongelea.
Asante. Green Canada Masad. Mimi natoka Kionyobo Basi. So Mimi nadai tu uwanja wetu uwe safi.
And that is what people from Kisii are saying when it comes to that particular question, the kind of steps that the county governments have undertaken when it comes to protecting the environment for a greener Kenya. Sentiments from Kisii talking about how the county should really do more when it comes to waste management and even planting trees. From Kisii, let me take you to Homa Bay, where the Devolution conference is actually happening. So this means stakeholders of environmental conservation are there. Let's listen into what people from Homa Bay are saying on the same.
I am Aching Leon. I'm the Secretary General for Homa Bay County Civil Society Organizations Network, also doubling as the founder community Green Organics that is advocating for waste management in Homa Bay County. We are thrilled as Homa Bay County to host the Devolution conference that was ably attended by able dignitaries and even community members to also showcase on what we have done to take stock of the impacts of devolution in the entire 47 counties, including Nairobi, and also to find out the gaps that we have in Homa Bay County. Homa Bay County, not singularly, but even the entire country, we have 47 counties that are also battling with issues on our environment. But then we also appreciate that county governments have also found it deemed fit to put up policies in their various counties to also ensure that we have guidelines as institutional frameworks and even regulations to ensure that environment aspect is worked on as a team and not single-handedly. And therefore, putting up the policies also helps us ring-fence part of the budget that are supposed to be aligned towards waste management interventions through these statutory interventions like acts that in the county government. And I want to applaud Homa Bay County for putting up waste management policy, and equally Kisumu County for also developing waste management policy right now. It is important that we take stock of. It is necessary that we also take stock of the challenges that we also have, and that each and every county have battling with different gaps, and therefore, as a nation, funding gaps has been a challenge to also help us foresee implementation of some of the environment aspects or interventions in this country. And therefore, that is why we call upon the Senate to also conduct the mandate on oversight, as well as the civil society on social audits, to ensure that the funds that are being allocated towards implementation of environment issues or even natural resources are well aligned and even implemented in various counties.
Love what she says when she talks about how taking stock of the challenges, because each county has its own unique challenge when it comes to environmental conservation. So we'd love to hear what you are saying on our Big Why. The steps that your county government has undertaken when it comes to environmental protection and environmental conservation. That is our Big Why. Continue talking to us. 22047 is our SMS number. 0793 267 279. We'll be reviewing your feedback as we continue. And in the whole same spirit of environmental conservation in different counties, this week particularly, our Green Warrior, we focus on how, as the devolved units are taking stock of the progress made through the devolution this week, their role in implementing specific national government policies on natural resources and environmental conservation, including soil and water conservation and forestry, remaining key. This week, we're focusing on different counties and what they have done to protect the environment. Shiksha Arora spoke to Nairobi County CEC for Environment, Geoffrey Mosiria, on Nairobi's conservation efforts. Who is our Green Warrior this week? Take a look.
And of course, since we know it's Devolution Week, and we're going to be looking at the efforts that the different counties have and the different devolved units have to take matters in their own hands to ensure that climate change, of course, these are things that we talk about day in, day out, and we want to see what action the different devolved units are taking. So with me, I have Chief Environment Officer. His name is Geoffrey Mosiria. We've been seeing the work that he's been doing, but today we're in pipeline, and he'll be starting off by telling us what exactly is happening behind us. Hello, Karibuni. Behind us. Hello, Karibuni.
Yes, my name is Geoffrey Mosiria. I'm the Chief Officer in charge of Environment. Also, people knows me as Geoffrey Mosiria, Katibu Mkuu wa Mazingira Gatuzi la Nairobi. So we are here in pipeline to clear garbage that is being dumped along the road reserve. The residents of Pipeline, they don't pay for garbage.
Okay.
Their landlords, they don't collect a garbage fee, and if they collect, they don't use it the right way. Okay. So tenants have been left to dump garbage just along the road reserve. Yeah. This road was impassable. Yeah. We just took one day, we cleared the garbage. Yeah. We also talked to the tenants. We also issued notices to the landlords to start providing services of garbage collection and transportation, the final disposal to their tenants. Okay. So as you can see behind us, yeah. These roads were impassable, but now you can see there are vehicles trying to collect, to deliver, and also yeah. collect some of the goods from the tenants yeah. around here. So we are here just to make sure that the people of Pipeline have a clean environment. But as you can see, all of them, they have polythene papers, they have covered their balcons yeah. Because they know their culture. They live in a culture whereby they just dump and throw garbage, including even the waste from the diaper from the kids. Dirty water is all thrown to the road yeah. because they lack that service of garbage collection, and also they have not been trained that yeah. their environment is upon them to make sure that they keep it clean. Okay.
Yeah. So Geoffrey, as much as we're talking about, making sure that you're removing all the garbage and the litter from the road yeah. to make it possible, how about sensitization and training and just creating awareness on how important it is to actually pay for these services?
Yeah, we are doing that. We have environment officers who are stationed in Embakasi South. Okay. This is Embakasi South. And this part of Pipeline being in Embakasi South, we have subordinate staff who are a Green Army. Also, we have an environmental officer yeah. for each and every ward within yeah. Embakasi South. We also have the sub-county chief environment officer yeah. who is also responsible for this sub-county. Yeah. We normally talk to the people, we train them, we talk to them, we guide them, because our work is not to arrest them. That's yes. why for those who have refused to comply, they are the ones who have been arrested. Okay. But for those who have complied, we have always provided them with a list of CBOs yeah. who are registered to collect garbage from their households. And we still encourage that they register with the CBOs. Okay.
Okay. As we talk about the current state of the country when it comes to, climate change, when it comes yeah. to pollution, when it comes to garbage on the streets, and, sometimes these are things that I think are left behind. So what are some of your efforts to ensure that it's still a priority moving forward, and to make sure that even amidst budget cuts, you're still trying to make sure that the work is done?
Yes, I think environment has been forgotten. Yes. Most people, they don't care about their environment. Yeah. And that's why people are cutting down trees. Yeah. That's why people are just dumping waste all over. Yeah. We have industries coming up and people doing open burning, which contributes to air pollution. And we really need to focus. As a sector, we have prioritized environment. We have set a budget. That's for waste collection and transportation yeah. To the final disposal. We are also doing tree planting across the city, the 5 wards of Nairobi, whereby we are doing campaigns. We are involving the stakeholders. Some are coming on board with the expertise, some are coming on board with finances. Yeah. And also on issue of tree planting, we also encouraging the developers that when you develop, yeah. make sure you leave space for tree planting. So it's an exercise that we have really budgeted for. Okay. And when it comes to air pollution, we have installed air quality monitors, yeah. The machines that measures the air, and they are able to give us timely report on the quality of air we breathe within the city. We have 57 air quality monitors, okay. which have been installed across the city. Our experts, now they are able to make decisions, is able to guide us also as we are coming with the policies that are going to help us enforce on air pollution. It's also a problem we are facing in CBD. Yeah. That's why we issued a communication to all matatu sector, though when they are within CBD, they have to switch off their car engines, because when they keep it running, it continues polluting the environment. And nobody understands that this air we need is very expensive. During COVID-19 pandemic, people suffered. They needed this oxygen, and it was very expensive. So it's a time that we need to really take care of it, because we need it.
Okay. Geoffrey, what are your thoughts on deforestation? You know, especially with the urban development happening in the country, and there is constant buildings coming up, especially in Nairobi as a whole. So what would you like to comment about what's currently going on, the balance between urban development and conservation efforts?
I think there's need to really involve all stakeholders. When the team from urban planning are issuing approvals, we are working closely with the environment team and also NEMA to make sure that at least we maintain our green spaces.
Okay.
Because currently you see we have floods within Nairobi, which was never experienced because we have cut down trees. Most of the ground cover is covered by the concrete, so water has to find its way out. And that's where we are encouraging developers to plant as many trees as possible. And also, we are also working closely with partners, as I had said earlier, to plant trees along the road reserve, along the main corridors, so that we conserve our environment. We have to keep it clean. If you look around pipeline, you can't see any tree. And that's why we are trying to encourage developers that when you are doing your development, leave space for planting tree and also for beautification near frontage.
Okay. As we discuss, you know, current issues, we know what happened during Maandamano where the litter bins were destroyed. And you made a comment saying that by the time that we'll be able to, you know, try and just substitute what was damaged and replace everything, it'll be until next year.
You see, for the government, you have to plan. If dustbins were not budgeted for, you cannot procure. That will be an audit query. So we had already budgeted for almost 1,000 dustbins within CBD. A number of them were destroyed. Those who are destroyed will not be able to replace because we don't have a budget until the next financial year when we'll be able to budget, or during the supplementary budget, if we are able to get some money to replace them. But so far, we are installing those that are in our stores, and the contractors are on site. We shall also make a request to the developers, the contractor, if they'll be able to help us as a CSR in replacing those that were stolen. But also I want to tell the people of Nairobi, because you asked for the litter bins, we provided them. Why do you have to destroy it, even if it's your tax? Because most of the people are saying that it's our tax. Even if we destroy, our tax will replace them. We need this money to do other activities like greening our city, doing drainage systems, and that's why we are encouraging people to take care of those litter bins. We need them. For our city to be clean, we need them.
Geoffrey, as we discuss the devolved units, how do you think Nairobi is doing in comparison to the other devolved units when it comes to the initiatives towards conservation efforts? So how exactly do you think we are faring? Do you think we're making progress, making milestones?
Yeah, I think as a county, environment is a devolved function. And in terms of environmental conservation, we have put a budget for tree planting, which we are doing within our city. And the reason why even our temperatures are high within the city is because we have cut down trees. And that's why we have put a budget to try and green our city and restore the green city under the sun. And also, as far as air pollution is concerned, we have installed air quality monitors with the support of the partners. We are really working closely with partners, trying to make sure that we get to understand the quality of air we breathe. The people are guided, so that if you are going to pipeline, and you can check in our website that the air there is polluted, you are able to put on your mask. So we have also put a budget on that sub-unit within the sector. We are going to add more air quality monitors within the city. And that is going to guide us in our policies, coming up with policies and also in decision making. And even when we are doing prosecution, we prosecute someone based on the evidence base. It's not just by hearsay. And our team is also sensitizing the people about the effects of open burning, because people don't understand that it's illegal doing the open burning. So as a sector, we have prioritized environment being a devolved unit, and we are not working in isolation also. We are working closely with the NEMA in terms of policy. They come up with policy, and we being the policy implementers. So we are working closely with the national government. We are not working in isolation as far as the unit is, the functions is devolved.
Okay. So if you were to give a message right now to the people of Kenya, especially those in Nairobi, since we are currently in Devolution Week and we are focusing on Nairobi as of now with you, what would you like to tell them regarding how to take care of the environment? Do you have a specific message to them? Especially here, as we're seeing, yes, there has been some efforts. The road was impassable in the past, but still there's a long way to go before we get somewhere and we see results. So what would you like to tell the people of Pipeline, especially, and Nairobi?
I want to tell the people of Nairobi that this environment we live in, we are the only people who can protect it. It's our collective responsibility. Cleaning Nairobi is not a government function alone. 90% of the work is done by the people of Nairobi. You have to pay for your garbage the same way you pay for water and any other service you get within Nairobi. So all I'm asking is that, please, let's make sure that we conserve our environment. Let it be a collective responsibility. And for those who still insist on doing illegal dumping, we shall take legal action against you, because we need this clean Nairobi. Like in Pipeline, where tenants are dumping from their rooftops, from their balconies, where landlords are not providing that service to their tenants, we shall start arresting both the landlord and the tenants who are doing the dumping. And we shall make some unpopular decisions if that will help us clean this Nairobi and Pipeline as far as environment is concerned. So let's protect our environment. Let's all be responsible for our environment, because if we make it dirty, we are at the risk of getting sick. But if we keep it clean, we will all enjoy a healthy environment, because it's a constitutional right, Article 42 of the Constitution, to live in a health and clean environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time and keep up the good work. And yes, you're doing a good job, so we hope to see more and more places being cleaned by you. And you're putting Nairobi back to where it was and restoring its glory. Asante sana.
Asante.
Thank you so much. All right, of course, that was Geoffrey Musiria, Chief Environment Officer, right here. We are in Pipeline. And as we continue discussing these things, we will be also looking at other devolved units. We'll also be moving to other counties and just seeing how things have been going.
At how other counties are faring. So far, we've taken a look at Homa Bay as well as Kisii, and you can always represent your county by texting us on 22047 on our SMS number 0793 267 279 is our WhatsApp number, which is below your screen at the moment. Talk to us, because it is our big why tonight. Which steps has your county government undertaken when it comes to, environmental protection? So far, these two counties. Now, let's take a look at Nakuru County.
Ni Sheikh Athman Masud ambaye ni imamu wa msikiti wa Rongai na vile ni katibu wa kongamano la maimamu. Napenda kutilia mkazo yale ambayo kwamba ameongelewa na ndugu yetu Rafik, ambaye kwamba yeye amebobea katika masuala ya mazingira, na amesema vizuri sana kwamba hili ni jukumu la watu wote. Vile imetaja mambo ya samaki pale Nakuru, ambao kwamba watu wametumia, kwa ukweli watu wametumia sana hizo nani, na serikali inapokuja ikisema kwamba hazifai hizo nani, wanatakiwa kuhamasisha umma na tayari watu wamefaidika, na isikuwe ni kwamba serikali inasema kwamba haifai na wale minyenye mabwenyenye ya watu wanatumia na kwenda kuuzia watu, wafahamu. Kwa hivyo hapa serikali hiyo haitoshi kwamba yule waziri wa interior bwana Murkomen kwamba amesema ile haitoshi bwana, wanatakiwa kuja kuhamasisha watu na watoe sababu ni zipi, kwa sababu watu wametumia, wana manufaa yake ni gani, na kuna mabwenyenye ambao kwamba wanatumia hizo kama biashara. Kwa hivyo pia jambo lingine ambalo nimehamasisha kwamba watu wahamasishwe katika upanzi na ukuzaji wa miti, sio upanzi tu, upanzi na ukuzaji wa miti kila mahali. Kwa mfano pale kwangu Rongai msikitini tuna mradi wa maji ambao kwamba tunataka kusambaza kwa wanajamii, na tunaomba serikali ya kaunti ya Nakuru itutilie nguvu, ije tuhamasishe, kwa sababu hiyo ni mradi ambao kwamba utahamasisha pia ukuzaji wa miti na pia utakuza mapato ya wanajamii pale. Kwa hivyo yangu ni hayo machache, kutilia mkazo yale ambao kwamba muongewa na bwana Rafiki. Shukran. Na naitwa Nakuru TV 47. Nyinyi tunashukuru kwa kuangazia swala hili, na tunaomba muendelee kutuangazia masuala nyeti kama haya.
My name is Rafik Mohammed from Nakuru County. I am a citizen and also an activist in matters of environment. I am very much aware about our country's ability to tackle the environment issues. I am a climate change actor from the London Ward, where we have been educated in matters of the Flocker Fund. So we have communicated our wishes to the government on what we call the budget for 2026-2027, where we are looking at how we can move to a better environment policy where everybody can be involved. Our ability to see what the government is doing right now is to see that the policies on forestry, on water, conservation, pollution is being tackled right now. And they are actually managing to put it on the plate so people can have these discussions and create the policies that governs our future, where we can now see the regulations to direct us on doing the right thing and actually be able to finance those things that we need to adapt so that we have a conducive environment for the country. The challenges we have right now is, according to me, we have some support from the international community, such as the World Bank, through the Flocker Fund. And the report was given out yesterday through the most authoritative community organizations, such as PACJA and KPCG, Kenya Platform for Climate Governance. And their report is actually directing the country, especially the county governments, to start talking to the people. Let these projects be owned by the people. However much we can put money in projects, if the people don't understand what the community or the personal resilience is talking about, the mitigation and the adaptation of their personal safety, as we have climate change happening right now, this will be a very big mistake, and the community will not own this infrastructure that we are putting up and the communication to become resilient. Because if they are committed from the beginning in making decisions, they will own the projects and they will learn from it on how to become resilient and actually take charge.
Right, just a sample of what Nakuru residents are saying when it comes to what Nakuru County government has done to conserve the environment. Talk to us, particularly on WhatsApp. WhatsApp might be one of the easiest ways to actually reach us out. 0793 267 279 is our WhatsApp number. In case you didn't save it today so that you can just send us a text. You could probably just big up the biggest environmental conservators in your county and tell us what they are doing. That is on matters our Big Why. what kind of steps your county government is doing on environmental conservation. Talk to us. 22047 is our SMS number. Right now, though, let's tell you what is happening in the environment world on our climate news. And climate change remains one of the greatest challenges of our time, with governments and international agencies racing to find lasting solutions in a bold step towards environmental conservation. This year's Devolution Conference 2025 has been carefully packed when it comes to plastic-free zone, a move that environmentalists say is critical in building resilience against the effects of global warming. Brian Othiambo, a boots on ground in Homa Bay, reports.
Plastic-free zone, the first notice that greets every delegate at the entrance of the Devolution Conference 2025 venue in Homa Bay. Environmentalists say this bold move is aimed at conserving the environment and building resilience against climate change in the years ahead.
When we take some of these measures, we, in a way, try to lessen the impact of pollution. Being a lakeside town, it is very easy for plastics to get into the waters, and that can cause serious ecological and biodiversity damage. So yes, this Devolution Conference, perhaps the first one where we are declaring war on plastics and declaring war on pollution.
The Homa Bay County Department of Climate Change has set up an information center at the conference to create awareness about the dangers of plastic use, while also keeping records of every delegate's compliance.
We have the Climate Change Information Center, where basically we disseminate information that is climate related and even environment related. And in an activity like this, we send messages on how to beat plastic pollution and how to manage waste within the pavilions that we have and in the entire Devolution Conference.
Other counties are also stepping up. In Kiambu, the government is rolling out new measures to improve plastic waste management and garbage collection.
We have a number of staff that are well trained, and we have some freight that were bought recently, and of course old ones. But recently, His Excellency the Governor, Mama Tangi, has bought several freight trucks that we are using to collect our garbage on daily basis. Our work is to collect commercial garbage where we collect revenue from. So we have a number of trucks that we use to collect the garbage.
As one way of curbing the issue of climate change challenges, environmentalists decided to ban the use of plastic during this year's Devolution Conference. They are also urging the government to help them in this fight. Brian Othiambo, TV47, Homa Bay.
Right, thank you very much, Brian Othiambo. Lovely to see what different counties are doing when it comes to their climate innovations. Meanwhile, First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto has praised the crucial role of partnerships in driving progress and transforming communities. She was speaking during the launch of the Kantaria Agricultural Technology and Innovation Center, a facility aimed at modernizing farming and empowering youth in agriculture. The First Lady expressed gratitude to the Kantaria family and Algon Kenya Limited for their generous support in making the project a reality. She further noted that the center will serve as a hub for modern farming practices, research and equipping young farmers with the skills and tools needed to harness technology, boost productivity and strengthen Kenya's food security.
Agriculture is the backbone of our economy. The future of agriculture is not just about seeds and soil. It is about systems, solutions, and sustainability.
To what end are we training our young people? It is no longer the business of this government to just train students to graduate. Our business is to train them with an end in mind.
If we engage one another, we'll take this country to the next level. Agriculture is the base, and it's the foundation, and we depend on it, and the growth of every economy before they go to industrialization, they start with basic.
Right, some interesting news here for environmentalists. The Environment and Land Court in Milimani has ruled that only 0.1233 hectares of Karura forest can be utilized for the expansion of Kiambu Road, not the 51.64 acres previously licensed to the Kenya National Highways Authority, that is KENHA, by the Kenya Forest Service. This ruling follows a court petition filed last year by the Greenbelt Movement and Greenpeace, seeking to stop the hiving off of this proposed 51.64 acres of this forest land. We'll be telling you more about this when we have the details and even having the conversations right here. What does it mean for the urban development as well as environmental conservation? Let's head to Nyandarua County now, where potato farmers have been urged to adopt climate-smart farming practices to address the losses they have been facing due to traditional farming methods. Take a look.
Kariuki Mungai and John Kamau, both members of the Blessed Unity Potato Farmers Association, say that prior to implementing the rooted apical cutting technique, farmers faced significant challenges such as poor quality tubers, unpredictable weather, small farm sizes, and difficulty accessing certified seeds.
Shida zenye tulikuwa tunapata ni kuwa nikitaka begu mimi naenda kwa jirani, labda hiyo begu ameilima kama miaka 10 akirudia. Sasa mimi wakati naenda kuipanda, labda nikitoa mazao mingi sana natoa kama begu 3.
Tulikuwa na shinda ya bacteria wilt. Saizi hiyo haina. Tena upande wa blight na early blight ni kama iko chini kwa hii miche viazi, hiyo iko chini. Wameitengeneza mzuri. Tena uzuri wa hii begu haikuwa kwa shamba ingine kwa mtu. Mimi ndio wa kwanza.
However, the rooted apical cutting technology, championed by the National Council of Potato Farmers and supported by stakeholders like Calro, Asareka and Egerton University, aims to increase potato yields while reducing crop losses caused by disease.
Heli miche, hiyo iko poa. By the way, miche viazi, kwa sasa mimi siwezi enda nikabai begu kwa watu wengine, kwa jirani ama ni muombe. Plus siwezi nikaitikia ati ni muombe uma kuja lime shamba yangu. Ni lazima kama anakuja kulima, atalima na uma yangu juu ataniletea imo dhingito.
Henry Chimjor of the National Council of Potato Farmers stated that the technique encourages farmers to adopt certified seeds for better harvests.
It is a technology that which enables seed production accessibility to the farmers more fastened compared to the conventional way where they use mini tubers or aeroponic seed production.
The sensitive process involves producing high-quality certified potato tubers from cuttings or shoots.
Apical cutting technology is seedlings that are produced in a greenhouse and can be planted in farms and they can produce high-quality seeds, which is equivalent to pre-basic seeds.
These shoots are grown in a controlled nursery environment where temperature, humidity and moisture levels are carefully regulated to provide optimal growing conditions. This technology offers numerous benefits to farmers. A single cutting can yield top-grade tubers that remain productive up to the 4th generation, helping to ensure maximum output.
Tumegundua ukitumia apical cutting, mmea mmoja unatoa begu kuanzia 30 hadi 50. Na hiyo ni begu mzuri sana. Na hii inamaanisha kwa mfano hapa walikuwa wamepanda ekari moja. Mavuno watapanda begu ambayo wanaweza panda kwa ekari 5. Wakipanda tena, kwa sababu hii ni begu safi sana, huwezi ukaikula kwa chakula na huwezi pia hata ukauza kwa sababu ni ya dhamana sana. Wakirudisha tena kwa shamba mara ya pili, ekari hii moja itatoa ekari 5, ekari 5 inatoa ekari 25. Ikifikia wakati wa kuuza umepata begu mingi sana na unapata mazao mazuri.
The success of this initiative largely depends on rural women farmers embracing the benefits promised by rooted apical cuttings.
Kwa hivyo tunaita wakulima wa Nyandarua wa viazi waanze kutumia hii teknolojia mpya kwa ukulima wao, waache kuwa wakirudisha mbegu ambayo wamekuwa wakitumia ambayo iko na magonjwa na ambayo haiwapei mazao mazuri.
Right, they said cash crop Nyandarua ni waru, and they were not wrong. Farmers, I hope you've learned a thing or two when it comes to climate solutions and innovations of having and harvesting very nice potatoes. Now let's talk about plastic solutions and plastic pollution. Negotiations on a global treaty to end plastic pollution is drawing close this particular Thursday today, although in Geneva, Switzerland, as nations remain deadlocked over whether to curb the exponential growth of plastic production. A draft of the treaty released Wednesday does not limit plastic production or address the chemicals used in plastic products. Instead, it focuses on areas of broad consensus, including reducing the number of problematic plastic products, promoting redesign for recyclability and reusability, and improving waste management. It calls on nations to make voluntary commitments to end plastic pollution, rather than imposing globally binding rules. Now, why is this interesting to you? Kenya had earlier last week formally given out the proposal to host the secretariat of this particular global treaty. I spoke to Clive Donnelly, who is from United Nations Environmental Programme. He is a global coordinator of youth and children, on why this particular treaty is really necessary for Kenyans. Listen in.
Hello, and thank you for having me today. Yes, the negotiations are moving towards their final stages, and I can say our delegations have really been working hard trying to push for people-centered language and approaches within the treaty. And as the negotiations are, moving towards the final end, I mean, things are looking quite intense. The resumed round of negotiations to deliver the world's first legally binding treaty. And this instrument was mandated by UNEA Resolution 514 to address the full life cycle of plastic from issues of design, production, chemical use, and disposal. But how things look like, the factual picture on the table is bleak and hugely politically contested. Procedurally, we've seen that contact groups have already finished, and the plenary is now grappling with the chair's draft proposal. And we've seen intense plenary discussions and regional consultations, delegates trying to weigh whether the chair's structure can be strengthened or will instead be accepted as the basis of final text. And the negotiations is extremely timely constrained, and also, I can say, intensely political. Substantively, we've seen the core divide is simple, but also very profound, as one camp is trying to urge an ambitious life cycle treaty that includes the upstream measures, binding limits on virgin plastic production, strict design standards, and control on chemicals of concern. But the opposing camp also tries to favor a narrow treaty focused on waste management, areas of recycling, and voluntary national measures. But again, over the last days, we've seen the chair's latest draft text has received huge criticism for omitting the production caps and diluting chemicals controls, and prompting sharp objection from many high ambition countries or high ambition coalition countries. These omissions really matters because when you try to focus on production and chemicals controls, they are the mechanism that stop pollution at source. And without them, countries can improve collection and recycling, while upstream flows continue to overwhelm systems and ecosystems. We've seen that observers and many delegations, they are arguing that a downstream-only pact could leave vulnerable population exposed and allow continued expansions, and having the plastic economy widely expanded. And countries already are trying to see if this is something that they can try to have a compromise. But already we are seeing that an influence and legitimacy issues are also continue to be flagged. Already independent analysis already are reporting that close to over 200 fossil fuel lobbyists and petrochemicals are already in the room. Already some of them claims suggest that they are embedded within the national delegations, and the number of petrochemicals campaigners, fossil fuel lobbyists is overwhelmingly more than the number of the civil society groups, indigenous people, and civil society teams are already warning that this is a skewed and this kind of a bargain within negotiation risks having a text that favors procedural procedures over the people, the ambition of people and the planet. And now what I can mention is that now the immediate term, there are three realistic outcomes that may come out of this treaty. One, negotiators may agree to have a package that maybe reinserts meaningful upstream measures while offering implementation support on finance, capacity building, and technological transfer to help vulnerable countries to comply with these objectives. Another outcome that we may see, maybe we may land a weekend of a poorly compromised treaty that emphasizes on waste and voluntary measures and postpones maybe hard upstream rules. And maybe three, we may see maybe an extension of the negotiations or deferring the negotiations into another session. But if parties cannot bridge this divide, it can be really problematic, compromising, postponing the outcome of the treaty, a people-centered treaty. Already, if these negotiations continue beyond the agreed date, already some delegates may not be able to sustain themselves within the ongoing negotiations of the treaty. But now what to watch maybe in the next hours as the treaty negotiations comes to an end is whether the upstream language on production and chemicals can be reinserted into the text, or whether we will have a clear finance and implementation package, and whether parties will affirm a final text that it is a member states driven, of course, but this move also will determine if the treaty can be both effective and equitable, or if it will be another symbolic discussion, just ticking the box that fails to deliver on high ambition that is required. So maybe negotiations now, as they face the deadlock, in short, maybe the negotiations is already as a big look ahead, but the choice is now between a people-centered life cycle instrument or a narrowly less ambitious treaty that risks prolonging the harm. And what I can say, the world is watching, and we need a treaty that continues to build the faith of multilateral solution, build the faith of multilateral commitment towards delivering a people-centered approach for a resilient planet. Yeah, thank you so much, Stanley, for having me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Clive Donnelly. He is the Global Coordinator of Children, Youth and the Major Group at the United Nations Environmental Programme, just breaking it down to us on what this particular global treaty of plastic pollution really means, particularly to Kenya, now that Kenya is really interested to have the secretariat of this particular global treaty. I'll be telling you more about this after this short break.
Kids and families, get ready for the most fun-packed show around, Kids on the Block. Join us for awesome music, magical storytime adventures, and super cool arts and crafts. Plus, we pop tasty treats in our cooking corner. Learn, laugh, and create with us. Kids on the Block, where every day is a brand new adventure. Don't miss it.
Rise and shine with the ultimate morning power play from Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Join Fred Indemuli.
Time for us to take a look at the headlines this morning
as he takes you straight to the heart of the nation on Morning Cafe. From breaking down political intrigues to unpacking the stories shaping our country, this is where tough questions meet hard truths.
The president says he has cancelled, then they say, Igwe.
Stay ahead, stay informed, and stay connected. It's your go-to morning fix on politics, policy, and the pulse of the nation.
Raila Odinga has put Kenya's interests first for many times.
The State of the Nation with Fred Indemuli, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. only on TV 47. Your morning, your nation, your voice.
Business opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming. Richard Branson.
No more excuses. It's time to rise, grind, and own your mornings. Join Coach Shadrach Ouma every Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 6 a.m. only on TV 47. Full body workouts, zero equipment, maximum results. Start strong, stay strong. TV 47 Fitness with Coach Shadrach only on TV 47.
Right, welcome back. This is The Green Fix, your weekly dose of matters environmental conservation. And before the break, we're having a conversation with Clive Donnelly from the United Nations Environmental Programme on the Global Plastic Pollutions Treaty. And he was just breaking it down to us on what this particular plastics treaty means for Kenya. Now that Kenya wants this, the secretariat of this treaty, once finalized, to be in Kenya, because the Kenya hosts the United Nations Environmental Programme at Gigiri in Nairobi. It will be very key for Kenya, and all eyes, because he was saying all eyes will be on Kenya, and the whole world will be really watching, and this would mean stricter policies when it comes to plastic pollution and ending it, meaning that the single-use plastics might just be a thing of the past. We also had our big why asking you what your county governments are doing when it comes to environmental conservation. So far we've sampled different counties, Nakuru, Homa Bay, as well as Kisii. The clarion call to the county governments being that they should really take up the waste management and also planting trees by 2032. Also ask your county government, how far are we? What is your role specifically when it comes to environmental protection for a greener Kenya? So you can definitely talk to us on that and tell us what you think on this particular bit. this particular, for the whole conversation, we focused our Green Warrior on the CEC of Environment in Nairobi County. That is Geoffrey Mosiria, who Shiksha Arora had spoken to earlier on what his role is as a CEC of Environment and his clarion call to Nairobians as well on when it comes to the budgeting for this particular county. Him talking about how when Nairobians even destroy plastic bags and the plastic bins, it may really take quite the time to have even new ones. So clarion call to you. But then broader conversation, it comes to waste management. It is usual when it comes to even picking up the trash and ensuring that the litter bins are neatly kept. There is a whole conversation that he had. Talk to us on our socials, 22047 is our SMS number. What is your county government doing when it comes to environmental conservation? What kind of climate-smart innovations has your county undertaken? Brian Othiambo has spoken to quite a number of different county executives in Homa Bay during the Devolution conference happening there, and sampling how different county governments have taken up very interesting climate smart innovations, and also even integrating the communities around them just to make sure that they take up these particular roles and not even waiting for the county governments. So I'll be sampling quite this particular feedback. Your WhatsApp number is 0793 267 279. Talk to us. I can see a few feedback right there. Clarence says, in Kisii County, we have made sure that in our central, in our community-based organization, we clean the roads and ban this particular trash so that we prepare even the roads. That is from Kisii. That is Clarence. Phoebe from Narok says, in Narok County, we are hoping that the county government will do more when it comes to planting trees and as well as waste management. That is on matters, our big why tonight. What steps is your county government doing when it comes to environmental conservation? I'm yours truly, Stanley Nyaringita. On Sign Language Docket has been Catherine Simalo. Thank you very much for tuning in to Green Fix, a weekly dose of matters environment. Even as we close, we always have a segment, Green Warriors, where we look up to you so that you can tell us who in your area is doing amazing stuff on matters environmental conservation. We'd like to feature them, so talk to us on our socials. Thank you very much for being part of us from 9 p.m. up to now. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Goodbye.